You guys, we have babies. I don't want to get too close and scare mommy, but there's 6 of them. She looks both ways. I feel weird right now. I don't know. This is actually the first time I've spoken this morning, and I'm speaking louder than usual so that the camera can hear me. It's actually quite uncomfortable. I'd honestly rather just be quiet right now. There's a goose right over there. They're not always mean. They're protective over their offspring, and they're more courageous than others when it comes to protecting them. Now, if this guy comes running after me for no reason, then I'll be like, all right, they're a little mean by nature. But nope. He hangs out, I hang out, and I don't have any fear of these guys. I used to, but I learned. I just let them exist, and they let me exist, and I don't have issues with that. Yesterday, I went to come out of the door because they were going to cross back to where they go for the evening, and I come out of the door, and they're like right in front of the door, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. So, I hate social media. What it does to me. I have someone else really close to me who is into Facebook and scrolls through it all the time, and I've kind of asked them about it. I wish I could say out of curiosity, but really, being honest, it was out of frustration. Like, come on, be more present, which I can't control other people, and I battle with that regularly. They state that it brings them joy. I notice the clear changes in their attitude when they come back to the real world, and how much lack of presence there is within them as opposed to when they're spending less time with it. And of course, then there's the biggest one, which is myself, and I haven't had a Facebook for over 5 years. I deleted it, and I will never get it again. I understand, like, there's some things I'm missing on for business, and I thought about it for a second. I was like, nope, I'm just gonna have to find another way or cut my losses. When I first started my Etsy shop, I was like obsessed with making everything perfect, and luckily I was able to get over that. Now, Instagram has been an issue. I actually had no social media for over 2 years. 0. I've gotten Instagram back, and then like I'll notice like how it's taking over my life. I did this thing for a while where like I would post things that I did with yoga constantly, at least daily, and like just philosophical thoughts that I have throughout the day on my story. A lot of time, like I would check at least 3 or 4 times to see who looked at it, and I don't like that behavior within myself. It's seeking validation, which is a big indication of the ego running things in your life, rather than you running things within your life, the real you that is inside. And the ego's always going to be there. It's just, who's running the show? Is it the true being within, or is it the ego itself? Who's running the show? So I must look at that, and the majority of the time it's the ego running the show, but I'm grateful to know the difference. On a daily basis, I'm able to get to a place where the ego is not running the show, and I'm super duper grateful for that. God, the view back here is otherworldly. I'm really grateful for it. These little roly-polies crawling by my feet. My daughter loves roly-polies. She tried to take a bunch home one time from she's so great. I have an Instagram again. I stopped using it a year ago, my personal Instagram, and then I got one back in December for my business, because I wanted to be able to have a following, and started venturing into a world a few months ago where I'm doing local markets and in-person markets, basically. The Instagram is where I apply for those markets and get into them. I worked to post every day and follow a bunch of people, follow everybody that follows me back. The keeping up with the algorithm has caused my Instagram to get more exposure. This has built up to me seeing and noticing local makers. I'll be damned if I don't have insecurity issues, because I will see them and I will be like, wow, I'm lame. Okay, I have to get this. I have to go really slow though. I don't want to alarm her. Oh, shit. She stopped. So this little area that they're going to, you can't really see it, but right there, that's the pond behind my house, or the used to be pond. It is completely pretty much dried up, worse than I've ever seen in over 20 years. Okay, back to talking. Okay, for real this time. Sorry, where was I? Insecurity. It's a constant comparison. Like, if I see somebody that does similar stuff to me, I'm like, wow, like theirs is so much better. I just feel like I can't measure up. And it's a really sucky feeling. It's like a zombie mode. I'll tell myself, you go on Instagram only to post, and I find myself going on there to see if I have any new followers. The first thing, of course, is like the feed, and I'll see like a market that has turned me down over and over and over and over again, and I'll be like, wow, either like, wow, they're mean, or my stuff sucks to them. They don't like my stuff. And it's just a really down kind of feeling, rather than looking at what I am getting into. I don't like this dynamic at all. Honestly, really, I have to get over whether it's they're overwhelmed, whether it's they don't like my stuff, whether it's they have found a particular set of people that they like. Regardless, it doesn't matter. I have to figure out how to be content and secure within myself. social media makes it so easy to be insecure. When it is a market that has chosen to go in another direction than me, I can just practice acceptance. I don't like participating in social media, and I'm starting to see again why. When the aspect of wanting to be included in everything, right? I can't be a part of everything. That wouldn't work. But like me wanting to be included more, my fear of rejection, insecurities like with my own work, believing that other people's things being beautiful makes my things less worthwhile. That's when it becomes a problem. And I must remember that just because someone else's things, creations, thoughts, beliefs, whatever, they line up with mine or they're beautiful doesn't make my thoughts and ideas less beautiful, ways that I follow less amazing, and my creations less freaking dope. It doesn't mean that. And then like it's the detachment, the Taoist philosophy that the master creates and then lets go. Once I have created it, I let it go. It's no longer mine once it's been created. It never belonged to me to begin with. I'm just the vessel. Because everything that comes about per creation is really just part of the collective mind and consciousness. It's just something that's being tapped into through this fractalized mind from the universal mind, and that doesn't make me unique and special. The toads agree. I really want to lessen my presence on social media. I just really desire for everything in my life to be more simple. The dogs are coming back. I think they just went to the little pond behind the house and they're just coming back to this one. That pond is almost gone. It's so sad. This one is almost gone too. We need rain really bad. I have a market to go to in a couple of hours, and if it rains, that's okay. The money doesn't belong to me. The work doesn't belong to me. The ideas don't even belong to me. I'm just creating, and I'll keep expanding. I started creating things that I have thought about making, and it made me feel so much better. Because I was never, ever in the attempts to stay in a box. I need to keep expanding and exploring. And I always knew that within myself. I've learned that about myself. I can't be secluded to one thing. I will feel in this physical world stifled. I'm usually the first one up in the house. It's a beautiful, cloudy morning. It's very humid, but that's okay. I'm gonna sweat, and that's a normal bodily function. And I accept myself as I am. Today, I'm going to practice open-mindedness, and it's a lack of confidence within myself. So I'm going to practice some self-confidence and the ability to admire someone else's without being attached to an idea of myself. And I'm going to practice so much acceptance and so much open-mindedness, and as long as wherever I am, I can see a tree or any little plant growing out of the cracks of the cement, I'm gonna be okay. If you've ever seen cement where there's those little weeds and plants growing up through, weeds are friends too. If you've ever seen them growing through the cracks of the cement, it's a stark reminder that no matter what we do, nature is so much smarter than we give credit for, and Pachamama knows how to bleed through every crack. Once we abandon and dissipate, she will shine her beautiful soul back upon it. And really, that's the coolest thing, and the thing that matters the most. Everything else is just bystanding. Have a blessed day.